Today we're starting out in the old market village at Longner, heading out across the open fields towards Parkhouse Hill, and then from there climbing it sharp limestone spike, then crossing the saddle to walk the ridge of Parkhouse Hill, and from there we contour the hillside towards Hollinsclough and then loop back on the quiet stretch of the Manifold Trail. It's a route with steep climbs, narrow ridges and those classic peaks compass decisions that the landscape asks you to choose. Very calm day, the winds from south-southeast. It's pretty warm, 13 degrees, but made to feel even warmer because there's very little wind today. 6 knots at best, and then when you get these sheltered areas, I know we'll be climbing a bit higher later, but it's not forecast to be windy at all, but that just keeps it that little bit warmer, meaning that layers wise, light shirt and thin fleece is all that's needed today. Walking solo, I'm walking slightly rushed. I know I can feel I'm slightly rushed because I've been out already this morning, and then I like to start the day with an early start, getting a car parking space, all of that kind of thing, not having to worry. Bit of a later start today, off doing circuits at the airfield beforehand, and then kit's all prepped and ready to go, so peaks check is all good. The arete on Parkhouse Hill isn't actually marked on the map clearly, but I have checked that it's accessible and it's clearly marked, as you can see. Sent there the choice of going a zigzaggy path, which might make you walk a little bit longer, but it does mean you can keep your footing a lot better. A thing to consider is, do you use that technique in terms of the zigzag when there's not a visible path there, and if you're finding a real bit of the walk significantly going up in gradient, then consider zigzagging a bit. It can allow you to regulate your pace a little bit. Okay, trying to make up time. I'm rushing a little bit on this hill. I'll let my breathing run away a little bit with me. So, time just to slow the pace in, make it enjoyable. From the top, the view is spectacular. Parkhouse Hill stretches away like a dragon's spine, one of the most recognisable shapes in the Peak District. Up here, with the visibility and the strong landmark ahead, I'm just taking in a few minutes with my breather, a few minutes to practice a simple bearing. You don't need poor weather to do this. In fact, it's better to keep the skill sharp or teach the skill when conditions are really calm like today. Okay, let's pick a bearing 2 somewhere first. So later on we'll look at from, but let's have a look at bearing 2. So first things first, let's locate ourselves on the map. So here we're looking at in the shadow of my head. You've got Parkhouse Hill here. This is 1 to 250,000 map. So what I've done is, I can see on this map, I've drawn along the side of the housing of my compass. Next I'm going to rotate the dial so that it is lined up with the arrows on the base of my compass dial. I'm going to lift my compass up, and when I rotate the compass, when the magnetic arrow lines up with the one inside the compass dial, you can see the line, the trajectory of the compass housing leads straight up there, and I can look with those lined at the top is straight in that direction. Of course you can see it is straight up in that direction today, but we're talking about skills when the cloud's down, or we're looking for a new path, or there's contradictory pathways that we want to choose from. This is when that skill comes into its own. Okay, let's walk the line. So a good decision point here: do you take the steeper section or the other path? And I'd say that's got to be dependent a lot on your confidence and also the weather. Where next? Back en route to walk the Dragon's Back. Well, if the grass is wet, a zigzag line, zig and zag, gives you more control, and if it's dry, you might want to take that direct line. The direct line, I guess, is depending on the edge of your knees. I'm taking it steady, no comment. When things, hills, just seem to have that feeling of up, 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 then remember that a good idea is, if you can manage even small steps, little steps, but you're still moving forward and up, it's psychologically, when you look up, you'll find that feeling of, oh, I've gained height, that's good, and that feeling does spur you on to keep going. In the last episode we were walking up Dovedale, we were talking about trees on the line and slippery rocks. And those sections there, when dry, are lovely. When they're wet, super slippy, and something to be really mindful of. Guys are looking very chilled. Lovely little bridge does give rise to decisions to be made. So here we've got a clear track. We've just gone down that one. We're following the stream down, so we're going to carry on. And the final stretch follows the Manifold Trail, a quiet and easy track that leads us all the way back to Longner. After the steep climbs and the narrow ridges, this is a calm, reflective finish. Thanks for joining me on this anti-clockwise loop from Longner over the Parkhouse Hill and Grome Hill, a route shaped by terrain, warm weather today, and the decisions that you made along the way. What's the smart wrist choice?